People like to talk about timing in careers, in life generally. Do you feel like things are coming together at the right time, that this fight has come at the right time?
Yeah, I think I've been a lot more active than usual, so it was nice that I fought in September, and I think 5 to 6 months' time, I'm fighting again, so that's the only thing I can mention about timing. Yeah, timing's been good.
Are you a trust the process kind of a person? Because I do feel like you've had to be quite patient in your career. At times people have been maybe expecting you to move a bit quicker, but circumstances dictate what happens really.
No, Andy, you can't say people, you got to say you.
Oh no, I have been, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think everyone's got an opinion, and yes, if I sit down, I might have wanted it to move at a different pace or whatever it is, but I can sit down now and say this is where we are now, on a big show, fighting for something big. So, you know, this is a good place to be in.
And just talk to us a bit about that experience of fighting at Wembley. Obviously every fight is a big fight at this stage of your career, but that was, I mean, it was quite an occasion.
Yeah, no, it was, and I think you'd asked me, boxing at the O2 Arena, Wembley, and all those things, you know, has it been a dream come true? And I was saying to you, it's not a dream come true, because growing up, this wasn't a dream of mine. I didn't know what Wembley was, the O2 Arena, never heard of Saudi before growing up, all this thing that's happening. I didn't know these things when I was growing up. So for me, it's not a dream come true. There are things that I'm living in day by day. But a big card to be on, and I'm looking forward to it.
Does that make it easier to take things in your stride? The fact that you weren't fixated on these kinds of things when you were young?
Yeah, I mean, it happens, and it makes me grateful. Yeah, it makes me grateful for where I've been, where I'm coming from, and the places that I've been going to, and places that I'm going to go to. So it makes me grateful all the time.
And people talk a lot about staying in the moment and trying to enjoy the moment as much as I've not been in there. I don't know how possible it is to enjoy the moment when you're when you're boxing, but staying present, you know, is an important thing, isn't it?
It is. It is. In terms of enjoying the moment, I'm not too sure how much of that I do. I think I'm trying to do it more. But after, I know I'll be like, this was a good time, that was a good time. But yeah, something that I probably should do a lot more. But most importantly, is just being fixated on the job, getting the job done. You know, that's what we've been preparing to do for weeks now.
And it's something you've done a while ago now to give yourself the best possible chance is move to America.
Yeah.
I've spoken to quite a few fighters who've done that, and they all say the same thing, which is that it's hard.
Yeah.
And it's lonely, and there are days where you just want to go home, basically. How have you found all of that?
So there's days where I'm like, you know what, I'm packing my bags now, I'm going to the airport, first flight back to England. Do you know what I mean? But I have a team and people that are motivated, that are around me, and they're waiting for me and expectations to show up, to give it 100%. They give 100%, so I gotta give 100%. It's not easy, but you know, I think my drive and my goal is to say, when I finish boxing, I can say I did everything that I could do to get the best out of myself. If it was to move to Brazil, I was in Brazil. If it was to move to Japan, I was in Japan. Do you know what I mean? Wherever it was, I want to be able to say that, look, I didn't let anything stop me or anyone stop me. You know, it is hard, but I think everything's hard in life, so there's just a bit that I got to do.
Callum's kind of done the same thing. He's got an American trainer in Buddy McGirt, and he's trained over there in spells. Buddy comes over to the UK quite often as well. Have you ever sparred, by the way, the two of you?
Never sparred him. I was saying, I've only seen him do it about twice in the whole time in my life. And last time I seen him for the second time was in January in London. Prior to that, maybe once. And I'm saying maybe because I don't remember, but I've never sparred him.
I feel like you're not that dissimilar, you know, as people. I wouldn't claim to know either of you really, really well, but he is like you in that he's a dedicated professional, but he's not interested in shouting his head off about what he's going to do or what he has done. He just focuses on the task in hand. He's respectful. He respects the sport. He respects his opponent.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, that's nice.
What do you make of him as a fighter?
What we've seen, you know, accomplished a lot, and he's moved up to light heavy, and I just see him as the guy that I got to fight next. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Do you read anything into what happened to him against Beterbiev?
It's something that happened. Do you know what I mean? It's something that happened, so it's not something we can look past. It happened. A lot of things happened. It's one of those ones that happened.
I don't think I'm going to get any kind of prediction out of you other than a Buatsi win.
Yeah.
But when that first bell goes, I guess the mentality always has to be that this is going to be 12 hard rounds. And if it turns out that it's not that and it's a bit more comfortable than that, then great.
The most accurate thing you said.
Ever.
Nah, in this interview. Yeah, in this interview. Yeah.
I'm just wondering how much competition there was for that.
Nah, you smashed it, you don't know.
So, obviously we've got the rematch at the top of the bill for all of the belts.
Yeah.
And who knows what will happen after that. If it's 1-1, maybe they'll do it again. If it becomes 2-0, maybe that'll be it. What people are talking about is still that, some people, still that Anthony Yarde fight.
I hope we get it this year.
This year.
I do hope we
I
get
mean,
it
you've
this
wanted
year.
it for a long time, haven't you?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I've always wanted that fight. But in the midst of it, things have been happening. I've managed to win an interim. I'm defending it. That lane takes priority over the Anthony Yarde lane. Do you know what I mean? And whatever's going to get me closer to that title, that will take me closer. Do you know what I mean? And that will be priority over the Yarde fight. But it's a fight that I do think and wish it happens this year. But again, God willing, winning on Saturday, you can see what my stance is going to be. I might get in the winner. Do you know what I mean? And if I am, that's of course going to take priority over fighting Yarde.